What if I told you this Pokemon is already dead? Hisuian Zorua is a new variant of Zorua introduced in the Generation 8 Pokemon game, Legends Arceus. When this Pokemon was introduced, it instantly became a fan favorite along with its evolution Hisuian Zorua, which is arguably one of the coolest Pokemon ever created. But no one ever talks about the dark lore surrounding this Pokemon. Don't worry, I've got you covered. Let's get right into everything you need to know about Hisuian Zorua. Starting off with the basic information that you need to know. This form of Zorua is normal ghost type, which is the first ever time a Pokemon has received this typing. But I know what you're thinking. Normal and ghost? Those types together don't make any sense. How can something be alive and dead at the same time? Well, Hisuian Zorua has already died. In fact, it died when it was still a Zorua from the Unova region. Let me explain. In Hisuian Zorua's Pokedex entry, it mentions the following. A once departed soul returned to life in Hisui, derives power from resentment, which rises as energy atop its head and takes on the forms of foes. In this way, Zorua vents lingering malice. Now, did you catch that first part? It talks about a soul that has already died but was able to come back in Hisui, though it comes back very differently. The full explanation for this revival is that when Unovan Zorua dies, it does so because it cannot handle the harsh climate of the Hisui region. But when it revives itself, it does so with the power of malice that they feel towards other Pokemon and humans. But we need to dive deeper. Why did Zorua have all this malice and hatred in the first place? Well, when the Zorua were still living in different regions, they were shunned by humans that despised them for manifesting uncanny illusions. Basically, because they could transform, the humans grew to hate them for it. Next, we need to talk about how this affected Zorua's mental state, and how evil it made this cute-looking Pokemon. In the Pokedex entry, it mentions the following. If Hisuian Zorua spots a lone person or Pokemon, the Zorua may appear before them in a guise mimicking the target's appearance. Unlike the illusions of the previously discovered form of Zorua, these ghostly mimicries are created using spiteful power emitted from the long fur on Hisuian Zorua's head, around its neck, and on its tail. It appears that Hisuian Zorua absorbs and draws strength from the terror of those who witness their illusions. Now, does this not sound completely psycho? But in truth, the Zorua was treated so badly that it also started treating others in the same way. Basically, Zorua has generational trauma, and it also died. What a poor little creature. This next segment isn't really important. I just wanted to show my fluffy Zorua plushie. I mean, look how cute it is. Anyway, next we need to talk about Hisuian Zoroark. Let's start off by reading his dex entry. Hisuian Zoroark is ferociously hostile and aggressive towards people and other Pokemon, but it appears to have a compassionate streak for those it considers close or like family. It has been seen to protect Hisuian Zorua. Anyone able to establish trust with a Hisuian Zoroark would likely find it an invaluable ally. Basically, Zoroark is so traumatized that it'll blindly attack anyone, but if you really show him you care for him, he will see you as his favorite person ever. So you better not betray him. Lastly, the final thing that is mentioned about Hisuian Zoroark is that his illusions are literally so creepy that those who experience them are driven to madness. Man, you really don't want to upset this Pokemon, or you'll be affected for life. Anyway, now that you know all about Hisuian Zorua and its evolution, do you still see him as a friend? I sure still do. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel or Hisuian Zoroark will pay you a visit tonight. Thanks for watching.